Quilty is brought to you by Baby Lock Sewing and Long Arm Machines. Baby Lock, for the love of sewing. Aurifil. Aurifil Italian thread, perfectly suited for all your quilting projects. Fairfield. Together, we can make beautiful things. Free Spirit. A new generation of creative and playful fabrics perfect for fashions, home decor, quilting, crafting, and more. Hovels Sewing. Cut it close with Hovels. Moda. Make something quilty with Moda fabrics. Thermoweb. Manufacturer of heat and bond adhesives and new luxe interfacings, proudly made in the USA. Hey everybody, it's Mary Fons, you're watching Quilty, and today we're going to talk about triangles on the show, but a different kind of triangle. We're going to talk about equilateral triangles and use a special ruler to help you make the quilt like the one behind me. The one behind me is called Big Red. I made this quilt. It's running in Quilty magazine, and we'll show you which issue of the magazine that it will be in. But this is a very old pattern. It's a very old style of quilt. The Thousand Pyramid is one that's been made again and again and again countless times over the years. I love it, and this is a very easy way to do that quilt, okay? This is a pyramid ruler, Fons and Porter pyramid ruler, and the way this works is it allows you to cut these pyramids from strips, which is really a fast, easy way to do it. There are other ways to do it. You could make a template. You could make a template and cut your pyramids out like that. But this way, I don't know. I like fast. I like easy, and this is going to do it. So what I've done is, and I have to show you this. I grabbed this for another episode. Look at that. Thousand Pyramid, right? I'm seeing this all over the place right now on cups at Starbucks and like little stuff like this, very patchworky in graphic design these days. Okay, so the way this works is the black numbers here on the side, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. That is the the width that you cut your strip. Okay, so let's say you cut a strip 3 inches wide. You follow that line over, oh look, finished unit size, 2.5 inches. So what this is saying, translation, if you cut a strip 3 inches wide, your triangle will finish, once it's all sewn in with the 3 seam allowances on the sides, 2.5 inches. That's the size that it will finish, okay? This ruler, if you hadn't noticed, works like the Fons and Porter 1/2 and 1/4 ruler. Hang on. Interestingly enough, it works like this one too. These are all tools that cut pieces from strips. Okay, so the 1/2 and 1/4 ruler and the setting piece ruler. We're going to use them on another show, but that's true. And Fons and Porter's always done that. They want to make things easy for you. Quilty wants to do the same thing. So let's say we want to cut triangles. Let me see what I did here. We want them to finish 4 inches. Okay, if we want them to finish 4 inches, I follow this over, 4.5 inch strips. Okay, great. I've got one cut, the magic of television. So I cut my strips, zhung, okay, with my rotary cutter and my safety glove and all that stuff. Cut my 4.5 inch strips. Then I turn them like this, and place my ruler here. And I'll do it upside down so you can see. Okay. And then we cut here, and we cut here. And you can get another one out of this side. There is a tip here. If you want to get the most triangles out of your strip, you might not want to don't quadruple it up, because then you're wasting a lot of fabric. You'll get more triangles if you go up, down, up, down, up, down. So if you're short on fabric, don't try to double up all your fabric and just do a few cuts to get a bunch of triangles, because you'll run out sooner. Okay, so I'm going to pretend that I've cut some here. Well, I have cut them, but I'm going to show you how this works here on the show. Oh, by the way, you have all kinds of options. I mean, as you saw, all kinds of options here to sew. I mean, in terms of the size of your triangle. You can get very small. You can have a triangle that finishes 1 inch. But I ask you, don't you think that would be awesome? It would be a lot of work, but like, all those little triangles, that's what you have to do. Okay, so I want to sew a couple of these together. I actually am going to cut out one of these really quick, because I have to show you when you're placing these together, when you're sewing them. Okay, I'm going to turn that. when you're sewing them together, there's going to be a desire to cut off the dog ears. One of the sides of this triangle ruler is already blunted, so that's great. It gets rid of some of your dog ears. But we're going to take this to the sewing machine, and I'm going to show you how to put these together the right way, because it's easy to mess up. So keep watching. So we put these together like so, and stitch along one side. Imagine that. Okay. I don't have a patchwork foot on right now. I have my regular 1/4 inch foot. It's weird, you guys, I'm telling you. I think I was getting sloppy with that 1/4 inch foot, because with that guide on it, I don't know, the 1/4 inch foot has that metal guide on it, and I was allowing it to do all the work for me, so I took it off to sort of untrain myself. Okay, now we're going to press this open, pressing toward the dark. Okay. Now, when I take it over here to place my next triangle, this is going to go here. In terms of my design choice, I'm going white, dark, white, dark. I flip this over, and this side's already blunted, and that's great, okay? But if I had an end, if I didn't have the blunted end, there's danger here. There's danger because do you sew this there, but then you have that overhang, or maybe you should split the difference. No, that's not right. So I leave these dog ears on. It's very tempting to, I'm tidy, so I like to snip as I go. But if I leave them on, then as I'm joining all these triangles, if I get like, oh, I don't know where to place this, I can kind of bend that back this way, look. And I know exactly where that point is. So I know, okay, boom, just like that, and then I can let it lie where it was, and then sew. I mean, you're gonna have points you can match up most of the time, but if you get, I don't know, it can be confusing. So I leave the dog ears on until I finish the whole row, and then I snip them. It's just an extra guide, nice to have. So then I would sew my seam and keep going. So that's how this ruler works, and it's a really nice way to do it, cutting from strips, because you know where your biased edges are and you know where your straight of grain is. One quick thing on this quilt that I would point out design-wise that might be good to know is it looks like it's just all red, right? Just all reds, but there's a secret. All of the triangles pointing upward are slightly lighter than all of the triangles that are pointing downward. There's a few exceptions, but most of the time I'm going to walk over and point it out. Dark, mostly dark, 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 dark. Like I said, a couple exceptions, but for the most part, these are darker. So there's kind of a wash this way and kind of a wash this way. It's subtle. You might not ever notice it unless I pointed it out, but I think it helps your eye move around the quilt a little bit. It's not just red. And also, really fast, if I had had a bunch of dark triangles together in this, if I hadn't watched for light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, I would get splotches of dark, splotches of light, if I didn't really sort of pick it out and go light, dark on my 1,000 pyramid, okay? Just a little design tip for you. Thanks for watching the show, and read the blog, comment on stuff, join us on Facebook. We really enjoy all of our fans and the emails you send, so thanks a lot. Bye. Quilty is brought to you by Baby Lock Sewing and Long Arm Machines. Baby Lock, for the love of sewing. Aurifil Italian thread, perfectly suited for all your quilting projects. Fairfield, together we can make beautiful things. Free Spirit, a new generation of creative and playful fabrics perfect for fashions, home decor, quilting, crafting, and more. Hovels Sewing, cut it close with Hovels. Moda, make something quilty with Moda fabrics. Thermoweb, manufacturer of heat and bond adhesives and new luxe interfacings, proudly made in the USA.